And welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. One of the things that I personally like best about this family-owned business is their customer service. They can service your home one time or on a monthly schedule or quarterly. Plus, when it rained over at my house after they'd sprayed, they came right back out and redid it free of charge. That's Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Want to welcome in the next couple of panelists we have today. Right here, Isaiah Victor, former Vol, and right there, former Vol staff member Mark Pancratz. Good to have both of you guys with us again. New season, which means it's time for Tennessee to break out the glass on another new coach. It's just a regular occurrence. Rick Barnes, the fourth coach at Tennessee since 2011. That's just hard to grasp here in 2015. That's just insane. Bruce Pearl, 2010, 2011, then you had Conzo for 3, and then Donnie for 1, and now Rick Barnes. Like Donnie Tyndall, he inherits kind of a shaky roster. Lamonte Turner doesn't get in. He was the guy that you were hoping would come in and help be able to run the point. Mark, I'll start with you down there. In terms of what this team is looking like outlook-wise, what should people be expecting?
Well, if you're looking at it just in the short term, yes, it's worrisome just because of the roster, like you said. It's just with all that turnover amongst coaches, it's hard to build a roster full of really good players. But then again, you go back and look at Barnes' track record of all the wins he had. You hire Rick Barnes instead of Donnie Tyndall 2 years ago, you're ecstatic. The roster needs work. They don't have a lot of bigs over there. Their best player is Lamonte Turner. Can't play this year. But you're going to see a lot of improvement in guys like Punter, Armani Moore taking the reins a little bit. But there's just some gaping holes for what Coach Barnes wants to do.
Isaiah, when you look at Rick Barnes, you know his reputation. You were actually recruited by him a little bit when he was at Clemson, correct?
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts on Rick Barnes and his ability to, I mean, in terms of name value, he's probably the highest profile coach, well, it's not probably, he is the highest profile coach Tennessee has ever brought in. Do you think he's going to get the time here, patience here, from people allowing him to build things up the right way?
I think he should. He's earned the right to do so, certainly. He'll get the players in, and he's accompanied with Nike now, so that always helps out a lot. I know I wanted to play at a Nike school. We actually switched to Adidas when I got here, but but yeah, he'll get the players in. He's going to make them tougher. They're going to compete, and they're going to win ultimately. Mike,
they're building this team up. He's having to coach them up right now, and everybody always says that. Well, coach them up. Okay, that's easier said than done. If you've got nothing but 5-star players, they're much easier to coach up than a bunch of 2-star players. Do you think Rick Barnes and this staff can make a big enough difference in just the preparation, in the practice, in the knowledge, to make a difference on the record?
Well, they're definitely going to make a difference coaching these guys up. I've been really impressed with them, with him and the staff being in the gym, coaching these guys up. Player development is, every coach talks the talk, he walks the walk with player development. So I think he's going to make guys better. Now, the sad news is when you get to the bottom line, the record, I don't know. That's going to be tough because this is a team that doesn't have anybody to throw it inside that can get a basket. That's a terrible handicap. So some guys are going to be better, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to make the record what you want.
Well, and not only throw the ball inside, but when you're talking about playing an up-tempo style, the first thing you have to do is be able to rebound your backboard. And if your bigs are behind in that area of having the physical toughness to be able to rebound, it's going to really prevent your ability to get out and run. And then you have to learn what is a good shot. Yeah. And because every kid wants to hear, I'm sure Isaiah wanted to hear it when he was playing, I want to run, I want to be able to take those shots, but what's a good shot, what's not a good shot? So there's going to be some learning time in the beginning portion of the season.
Isaiah, how difficult is it? You were recruited under one staff, and then a new coach came in Jerry Green. How difficult is it to go from, all right, I'm going to be this? These guys that came to Tennessee thinking they were going to be playing for Conzo Martin or thinking they were going to be playing for Donnie Tyndall. Now they're playing for another guy. How tough is it as a player to say, all right, I am honed in on this, and then all this gets changed?
It's very difficult. I think it's a little worse when you're a favorite of one coach and then you got to go to the next coach and he kind of remembers that. I think that plays a mental role underneath the surface. But going forward, these guys, nobody was really a big star last year. Everybody really just has an opportunity. It's wide open. Nike school, Rick Barnes. I mean, that's an opportunity there. So they're going to compete hard for those spots, and I think he'll have them in position to win.
Thoughts on recruiting? He's gotten Jordan Bone and Jalen Johnson. Nobody's going to be jumping up and down because they're 3-star guys. At the same time, Josh Richardson was a 3-star guy. Turned out okay. Thoughts on recruiting so far? A little disappointed or about what you'd expect?
Well,
Silence.
I thought there was more anticipation that they'd get bigger, high-profile guys, just because Rick Barnes had been recruiting this level of kid out of Texas. Nike, whether or not that plays a role, but I do think the two guys that they do have are really good. I think they're both athletic. They're ball handlers. They can get out and fit this up-tempo style. But at the end of the day, they're going to need to sign some more bigs, and they do. Lamonte Turner's a really good player. He's going to be a kid that's really going to help them. And some of these other bigs like Ray Kasongo, when he gets another year on his belt, he's got some good players in the system.
All right.
Better go recruit some big boys.
Need them. And we've been saying that for several years now, it seems. Mark, I get questions every time you're on. What's he do for a living? What do you do for a living? Tell people.
Well, the coaching has always been in my blood, so I'm actually, I've got a financial planning practice in town with Northwestern Mutual where I get to be a financial coach and help people with retirement planning, kids' education, life insurance needs. So it keeps me busy in the day-to-day, and then go home and wrestle with my little girls.
Very good.
Fun.
Mark Pankratz, Northwest Mutual, I can't say it. Isaiah Victor, always good to have you in from Kentucky. Keep them straight up there, and then next time you're in, when we're talking basketball, please drop by.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. When we come back, Tennessee's second half schedule. How are the Vols going to finish up? They're 3-3 now. What's that final record going to be? Come on back.
From East Tennessee to Kentucky, no job is too small for Benedict Construction. Electrical work, heating and air installation, even carports and garages. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.